I had an absolutely fantastic time. I worked with some wonderful people, some really fantastic police officers. There were individuals that made my life absolute hell, and they did that to other people as well. And that's where we start talking about institutional racism. But hand on my heart, if there was anybody else who's sitting out there thinking, could I be or should I be a police officer? I would say yes, because the positives of being in policing far outweigh the negative side of it. And for people of colour, you have to stand up for yourself and you have to stand up from within. You can't just be on the outside and try and change those structures.
Interesting you say that, because you said that that individual, certain individual wasn't very nice, and there are a few others who obviously behaved like that. But then you called it sort of institutional racism. And I would say to you, and from what you said, that actually those are individuals being racist, and actually perhaps it's not that structurally racist in itself. Would you say that that would be the case, or would you say that, in your view, the structure of the police force facilitates a level of racism?
In my view, and this is my view, the structure does facilitate institutional racism, because the structures aren't there to raise complaints, raise concerns and be safe. Because if you raise your head and you say something is wrong and it needs to be dealt with, there's a core of officers who will support each other, even sending you to basically Coventry. And Coventry's a nice place.
You sound
not
like
that
you're from nearby. Your accent, I can hear a twang of it there.
Yeah. So they will send you to Coventry. There'll be kangaroo courts. Your career will be blighted. And that's where the structural side of it comes in. Because if it was just individuals who could be outed, then that wouldn't be a problem.
So there needs to be a support structure, really, in your view, a support structure that would facilitate people to make those complaints if they were being treated
absolutely. And it has to have more transparency. People need to be able to trust in that process. And at the moment, that trust isn't there. Because if you raise your head, you then become the target instead of being the person who's supported.
Yeah.